My neighbor's boyfriend made her 7-year-old son sleep in their 38-degree garage for 3 nights because he believed modern kids were too soft, until I found out the boy had been sneaking into the house at 3 a.m. to sleep in the bathtub and setting his watch to wake up before Marcus got up at 5:30 because the porcelain tub was warmer than the concrete floor where he had to sleep between the lawnmower and recycling bins. My neighbor Jessica knocked on my door at 6 a.m. in tears because her boyfriend Marcus had just forced their 7-year-old son Dylan to sleep in the garage for the 3rd night that week. The temperature had dropped to 38 degrees overnight. Marcus believed modern parenting had created a generation of weaklings who couldn't handle real life. His own father had been a drill sergeant who ran their household like a boot camp, and Marcus was convinced this approach had made him the successful contractor he was today. When Dylan started 2nd grade last fall, he was an energetic kid who loved building elaborate Lego cities and making up adventure stories with his action figures. Everything changed when Marcus moved in 6 months ago and decided Dylan needed to be toughened up. It began with small things that seemed almost reasonable at first. Dylan had to make his bed with military precision every morning, corners tucked exactly right, or he'd have to strip it and start over. No breakfast until the bed passed inspection. Marcus timed how long it took Dylan to get dressed, shower, brush his teeth. Everything had to be completed in specific time windows, or there were consequences. Natural consequences build character, Marcus would say whenever Jessica expressed concern. The real world doesn't give participation trophies or second chances. The garage punishment started when Dylan forgot to put his bicycle away one evening. Marcus declared that if Dylan didn't respect his possessions, he didn't deserve the comfort of sleeping indoors. That first night, Dylan slept on an old camping mat between the lawnmower and recycling bins, using a thin blanket Marcus grudgingly provided after Jessica begged. Dylan's teacher began noticing changes immediately. The boy who used to eagerly share during show and tell now sat silently at his desk. His grades started slipping because he was too exhausted to concentrate. Other parents mentioned Dylan had stopped playing with their kids at recess, instead sitting alone against the building. Marcus saw these changes as progress. He's finally learning that life isn't all fun and games, he announced proudly at dinner, while Dylan pushed food around his plate with dark circles under his eyes. When I was his age, I was already helping my father reshingle the roof. Kids today are babied into helplessness. The garage punishments escalated from forgotten chores to any perceived slight against Marcus's authority. Talking back meant sleeping outside. Taking too long to eat dinner meant sleeping outside. Crying about sleeping outside meant an extra night outside. Jessica tried putting her foot down, but Marcus would accuse her of undermining his authority and creating a mama's boy who'd never survive in the real world. Dylan developed a persistent cough that wouldn't go away, started wetting the bed, which only gave Marcus more ammunition for his toughening up campaign. The child who once built intricate Lego worlds now flinched whenever anyone raised their voice. He'd stand perfectly still whenever Marcus entered a room, like a small animal hoping a predator wouldn't notice him. The breaking point came when Jessica discovered Dylan had been sneaking into the house at 3 a.m. to sleep in the bathtub, setting his watch to wake him before Marcus got up at 5:30. He'd been